Hey Bears News Fan Report faithful. Feel that tremor in the air at Halas Hall? That moment when a snap goes awry, a throw sails wide, and suddenly the future of our franchise hangs in the balance. Could this be the crack in the foundation we've feared, or simply the spark of a warrior's fire igniting under pressure? If you believe Chicago's next legend is about to be forged in the crucible of frustration, hit that like button and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report so you never miss a heartbeat of our story. Picture the scene last weekend in Lake Forest. Quarterbacks lining up for a high-stakes target competition, the crowd leaning in as each release promised a glimpse of brilliance. And then, bam, one of our brightest talents storms off the field in anger, accuracy slipping away like sand. Through his fingers. Is this a harbinger of deeper troubles for a team chasing its first franchise signal caller in over 8 decades? Or simply the raw passion of a competitor refusing to accept anything less than perfection? We've seen this before stars under the spotlight who choke momentarily before exploding into greatness. But we've also watched potential crumble under the weight of expectations. So, what does it mean that our former number 1 pick, the man entrusted with reviving the glory, days can't find his bearings in Ben Johnson's intricate new offense? Is he unraveling under the microscope or merely wrestling with the growing pains of a complex system designed to elevate him? Should we panic and demand backup Tyson Bagent take the reins, or embrace this as the pressure cooker moment that forges a true leader? General Manager Ryan Poles insists there's no crisis, praising the quarterback's fiery reaction as pretty cool. But can cool confidence withstand the simmering doubts creeping through fan forums and social feeds? On one hand, we've witnessed flashes of mastery precision in 2-minute drills, the quiet command of the huddle, leadership that lifts an entire locker room, but on the other, we've also caught glimpses of that struggle, misfires under duress, hesitation on pre-snap reads, a young quarterback silhouette cast against the daunting shadow of Halas' legacy. Remember how Mike Singletary's Bears demanded accountability and resilience in the 1985 Glory Run? Could this be our modern equivalent, a trial by fire sculpting a champion? Or are we standing on the brink of disappointment, waiting for a hero who may never arrive? And when you pair Williams' emotional outburst with the complexity of Johnson's greatest hits scheme pre-snap motion, heavy play action, no wristbands, double kill alerts, you begin to wonder if Chicago is asking too much too soon. Case Keenum, this season's season backup, likens the playbook to a greatest hits tour of his 12-year career. If a journeyman veteran finds the system labyrinthine, what does that portend for a second-year pro still learning the ropes? Could this intricate offense be the masterstroke that elevates Williams to elite status? Or is it a trap, ensnaring him in complexity at the expense of instinct? Fans are already whispering, is it time to worry? Some insiders believe this snap count snafu is the beginning of a mutiny, that frustration will boil over into fractured chemistry. But others counter that adversity is the crucible of greatness, that the fiercest competitors are often forged in the hottest fires. After all, every legend has their origin story of setbacks and comebacks. Walter Payton battled through injuries to become sweetness personified. Jim McMahon shrugged off to hoist the Lombardi. Could Caleb Williams' moment of frustration be the prelude to his own epic ascension? Or will it be the moment we look back on as the first crack in a shattered dream? As the Bears prepare for joint practices with Miami and eye their preseason opener, the clock ticks loudly. Will Williams emerge from this crucible stronger, his arm more precise, his confidence unbreakable? Or will the growing pains prove too great, forcing Poles to look elsewhere for the savior this franchise so desperately needs? The answers won't come in a single practice or viral clip. They'll unfold over the next weeks in huddles and film rooms in the quiet moments before game day. So stay tuned because the next throw, the next reaction, the next drive could rewrite the narrative. And you, diehard Bears country, will be right here to witness whether this is the making of a Hall of Famer or the beginning of a long fall. If you believe the Bears are finally waking up and ready to write the next chapter of our storied franchise. Hit that like button and let's finish what we started, because nothing less than our future at quarterback, and the soul of this team hangs in the balance. Imagine the roar of Soldier Field when Caleb Williams, after wrestling through the complexity of Ben Johnson's offense and weathering that public snap count debacle, steps into the pocket with newfound poise and lofts a perfect strike to a streaking receiver. Could that moment redeem every missed throw, every frustrated stomp, and silence the critics who already whisper bust under their breath? Or what if the front office, sensing the thin line between growth and collapse, pulls the trigger on a savvy veteran addition, someone with playoff pedigree like Rob Gronkowski in 2014 or Brandon Marshall in 2015 to ease Williams' burden and lend a steadying hand in the huddle? Picture the narrative shift. Chicago's unicorn rookie becomes part of a triumvirate, flanked by seasoned pros whose names reverberate through old highlight reels, creating a dynamic offense that rivals the monsters of the Midway's most fearsome eras. We've endured a drought without a franchise signal caller since Sid Luckman, seen near misses in the Rex Grossman and Jay Cutler years, and now stand at the cusp of a potential renaissance or a humbling recalibration. When Poles insists this is not a crisis, but pretty cool, he taps into the same bold conviction that once drove Mike Ditka to turn a ragtag group into Super Bowl champions. Now, it's Williams' turn to internalize that intensity and channel it into a late-game drive that reminds us all why we bled orange and blue long before we ever doubted. On one side, the Miami Dolphins, our joint practice foes, will be circling footage of Williams' misfire like sharks smelling blood, eager to expose the rookie's growing pains and define our season before it truly begins. Yet on the flip side, when Williams corrects that mistake reads a disguised blitz from Dennis Allen's ferocious man scheme, scrambles away from pressure, and delivers a laser that threads between two defenders, he transcends the label of prospect and invites comparisons to the great comebacks. Peyton's 1985 Infinite Heart, McMahon's daring sideline escapes in Super Bowl 20, or even Jim Miller's unlikely strike to Marty Booker in 2001 that gave fans a glimpse of something greater. We can almost hear the collective inhale as he surveys a defense keyed up by practice reps and rookie jitters, then calmly dials up a play action, uses his legs to extend the pocket, and finds a tight corner in the end zone, an image that would sear itself into our memories and recalibrate expectations overnight. But the real transformation occurs in the locker room. Teammates rally around Williams, his raw emotion evolving into a rallying cry, galvanizing the defense to lift him when he wavers and fueling the offense with a belief that adversity is merely the gateway to triumph. As the season looms, consider the stakes. A 5-0 start could turn doubters into believers, spark a run at an NFC North crown, and, most crucially, give Bears fans their first genuine taste of quarterback-led hope since the days of the fumble in 1985 cast a long shadow over our postseason dreams. Or will the misfires multiply, forcing Poles to dig back into his Rolodex for a trade partner, echoing the desperation of 2016 when we parceled future draft capital for a stopgap? The choice rests on one young man's ability to translate fiery competitiveness into calm execution under fire, and on a front office bold enough to balance faith with pragmatism. So as the lights come up on that first preseason battle, every snap will carry the weight of history. Every completion will pulse through the veins of Windy City faithful, and every inch gain will be a testament to our collective will. Will we become the team that finally conquered the quarterback curse, or will we be remembered as the franchise that once again let potential slip through its fingers? The answer lies in the tension between those two possibilities, and only time. The next throw will tell whether the Chicago Bears have finally awakened to their destiny.